What's up, YouTube? It's Eric, a Lions fan. Thanks for clicking on this video. Guys, today is November 2nd of 2019. Today is Saturday, just a little bit after 7 a.m. here in the morning. Kind of wanted to give my predictions here and whatnot of the Michigan game. I thought Michigan State was going to play Illinois, but that's next week. So that's going to have to be next week's prediction, which I do think Illinois is going to upset Michigan State there. But Michigan State is on the bye this week. I kind of want to talk about the Michigan Maryland game, but before I get to that, guys, I want to do a couple of shout outs. I want to shout out Man Beast Morris, Everything King, 313 Hitman, 313 JMO, Micro Mike, Detroit Drew, Troxel Sports Entertainment, who's it? Noble Sports Entertainment. I think that's their channel names. Luke G's Field Review. Goodness, who else is there? There's a whole other plethora of Michigan sports kind of YouTubers out there that just kind of give their thoughts here on the game here, guys. I watch your guys' content, even though I may not necessarily comment on it, but I do watch it. So I just wanted to give you guys a good shout out there because you guys do good content, way better than my content is. Let's put it that way. It's just way better than mine. I just feel like I'm just another kind of casual kind of idiot here on YouTube that kind of gives my thought about the games here. But actually, guys, before we even get into that, I've been actually kind of thinking about a channel name change. It's not really going to change much, really. I'm going to, instead of Eric a Lions fan, I'm going to call it Eric a Sports fan because necessarily it doesn't encompass uh, just Detroit Lions kind of sports here and whatnot. Even though I'm a big Lions fan, you guys know if you guys seen on this channel, I do the sports, the college sports. I've been starting to get into the pro sports with hockey and basketball. I do college football and college basketball. I mean, some college baseball if they end up doing well, kind of like Michigan baseball was this season. Back in goodness, when was that? I think in August. I think is when that happened. So I'm kind of wanting to kind of branch out past the Lions, kind of just the Lions content. And I think you guys actually do know that. I just want to make it more of a broad spectrum of sports. So I'm thinking about changing it to Erica Sports Fan. And if I do that, I'll just make a special video about that. But I've been kind of thinking about that here just a little bit, along with kind of some my weekend rambles here and whatnot. So that's kind of been on my mind here just a little bit. Now let's go ahead and get into the sports content here. And I want to talk about Michigan and Maryland. Now we all know Michigan is coming off the good win against Notre Dame, actually that kind of thumping upon Notre Dame there, which it was rainy, it was kind of cold, you know, all that stuff that college football kind of really should be about. It was kind of a grinded out game. They kind of had to run the ball to kind of end up winning that football game. I want to see kind of more of the same here in Maryland. Now we know that Maryland kind of started out hot and then they've kind of tanked. I want to say tanked uh, throughout the rest of the football season here in the Big Ten. I think Michigan has an opportunity for another win here, but I don't want them to come back on their old kind of habits here a little bit. I still want to see that improvement. Actually, if they can really, excuse me, if they can really sustain kind of what they've done here, excuse me, and kind of continue on that path of getting better, the efficiency, the run game and the pass game kind of coming together to kind of keep the defense off the field so they can rest. So when they do have to come back out, they're fresh and they're ready to go. That's the kind of the Michigan kind of football that we're all accustomed to seeing up here, up in Michigan. Now, I think that Maryland is probably going to have their troubles, kind of like what they've always done. I don't think it'll necessarily be a close game, only because it kind of seems like Maryland has, and I don't watch it really into Maryland football. I've been kind of hearing it kind of through the grapevine here and whatnot that Michigan, or excuse me, that Maryland is kind of tanked. Let's go ahead and just put it that way. They're in kind of tank mode, even though there really isn't really any benefit for them to tank. You know, it kind of seems like that football team just isn't very good, or something's happened to make that football team not perform as well as they have been. Now, I don't know if there's been a key injury that happened where a person is out for the season was a key component, and it kind of just fell off the rails there. I don't necessarily know a whole lot about Maryland football to kind of give you guys kind of an accurate description of kind of what's going on over there. I don't live in Maryland, guys. I live over here in Michigan, so closer to Michigan State than I actually do to Ann Arbor or East Lansing than I do to Ann Arbor. So I like Michigan to win here. It could be a blowout, although I think I'm going to go 38-10 is probably what I'm going to say here. still more or less a blowout here. I don't think they'll quite get to 40 points. I'm going to say 38-10 Wolverines here. And it's just, I more or less kind of want to see a complete game from the Wolverines. Now, I will say this: I don't know when the game is here. I got to look that up here this morning to see if it's a noon or a 3:30 game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a noon game. I would be kind of surprised if it's a 3:30 game here. So, you know, it is what it is. I think Michigan is going to win. I don't think they're going to win easily. I just think that they're going to win. Maryland may put up some fight here in the first quarter, but kind of after that, the Michigan offense should kind of take over and start getting some points out here on the board. I want to talk just a little bit about Michigan State. We know they're coming off the loss from Penn State, but that team is kind of really in disarray here. I don't know what D'Antonio is going to really do here. He has a bye week this week. The bye is actually, I'm surprised that it's this late into the season where they have a bye week, but it may come out to actually be to Michigan State's advantage that it's this late into the season. Because that team is, I don't know what's going on with that team. The wide receivers don't necessarily seem to want to catch the ball. They have a problem with the dropsies. I don't think Lewerke is advertised, or something's happened to him where he's not at that high level anymore, or maybe he just doesn't have confidence in his receivers. That very well could be. Um, I do like. I can't remember the guy that's the backup. I think that's probably who should be starting the rest of the games here for Michigan State, to try to get them. He's kind of the future of the program right now. Kind of get him back into the mode here, especially if it's a blowout loss to the opposing team. Just put him in there. Get him some experience with the first team and let him do what he does best. Even if it's a turnover, big deal. You know, it's not. It's kind of get in there to get him experience. It's not in there to win the football game. Even though it is D'Antonio's job to win the football game, uh, I just kind of look at it as the season's kind of a wash right now. You're 4-4. You need 2 games to win to be a bowl eligible. Doesn't mean you're going to get a bowl game. You got to be bowl eligible. I don't know, guys. It's kind of hard to say where this Michigan State team's going to end up this year. Could they turn it around? Yes. Could they kind of salvage their season? Yes. Is it likely that they're going to do that? No. I don't know what D'Antonio is going to do. I think D'Antonio is a little bit. I don't want to say he's on the hot seat, but I'm sure he's getting some pressure from the ads and the boosters to what I'd say. Look, dude, let's right this ship here and get this going. And if he doesn't, he's going to end up without a job here at Michigan State. He'll be packing his bags. I do think that he has to really get his mindset to get those coaching, to get his coaching buddies. We all heard he's got his coaching buddies in there, but he's got to get those people out and kind of bring fresh new ideas into Michigan State. Now, they may not stick the first or second year, but as long as they kind of go at it, kind of keep it those fresh ideas, I think Michigan State will end up being. I think Michigan State will end up being the better for it. I wanted to say the better team, but I think they'll end up being better for it. So I do want to talk about Michigan and Michigan State basketball here for just a minute here. We know Michigan State is the preseason number one. I don't know if they go into the season being number one or not. I know they go up against the top 4 teams in the country, which is Michigan State, I think is Duke, and I can't remember who is 3 and 4th. Duke maybe 3rd or 4th. I really can't remember what it is. I remember seeing it plopped up there on the screen, but after that, I necessarily really can't. I don't know. Maybe they've already played the basketball games too. I'll admit I'm a little bit behind on my college basketball here, but I really am want to focusing on Juwan Howard in Michigan in his first year since Beeline took off to be with the Cavaliers. It's going to see. It's really going to. And I don't want to say first off that I really don't blame John Beeline for wanting to go to the NBA. He's 65 in his mid to upper 60s right now. He probably doesn't want to crisscross across the country getting recruits here and whatnot. And I actually really don't blame him for making that move to the NBA. But I do wish John Beeline the best and all that. But I didn't kind of want to go down that road. I know I'm kind of really kind of going all over the place here, but for Juwan Howard, I wonder how he's going to do with the Beeline talent that's in there. I think they'll actually do pretty good. I think they'll compete for the Big Ten this year, and then for the Big Ten, possibly in the next year they could. And then we're going to see what he does here in year 3. Is kind of really kind of where I'm going with this. He looks like he is pulling in some good recruits still. being a part of the Fab Five, being a part of the Michigan culture, and getting a good reputation in the NBA for being a really good assistant coach, getting high praise for being an assistant coach here with the Milwaukee Bucks. And for, I think he was also a Miami Heat assistant coach and getting praise there as well. I think this is probably a good move for Michigan. Keep bringing in, I don't want to say a Michigan guy, but kind of with the going with the football aspect, you're bringing in a Michigan guy here that knows the program, knows kind of the floor there at Chrysler Arena, knows what this knows what to expect for Michigan basketball, since Michigan basketball has been on a high plane here the last couple of years with Beeline being the head coach. So he kind of knows what kind of comes into play here. I'm sure he was ecstatic coming in as the Michigan coach. We all know um, on his introductory press conference there that he was kind of crying with tears of joy here and whatnot, being the Michigan, being a not being the Michigan head coach, but for his first head coaching job here as well. So I am kind of really pulling for Juwan Howard, kind of see what he does. I'm really interested to kind of see where he takes the basketball program. Maybe not necessarily to a national championship caliber level, because I think that's asking a little bit too much of Juwan Howard, but just make us a competitive basketball team. That's really all I'm really asking for, is make us a competitive basketball team. Maybe we can get a couple of wins here. Maybe we can shock a couple of people. I think we'll do that this year. In year two, I think we could maybe do that. But it's really in year three, if you can sustain that. Sustain that. It's kind of really what I'm going for. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Juwan Howard does. I'm actually looking forward to see what Michigan State brings to the table. But usually with Tom Izzo and being at the high praise like that, the team doesn't necessarily come up to expectations here. And it's really going to, I also want to kind of go outside of the Big Ten here, but outside of Michigan, Michigan State basketball. I want to see actually what Duke brings to the table with Zion going to the NBA and being with the Pelicans there. I think he's with the New Orleans Pelicans. I want to say that what it is, but honestly, I really don't know. But kind of want to see what Duke basketball does here too. So, but guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm gonna start probably branching out here a little bit more. I'll be back Sunday morning for the Lions prediction. Tomorrow, I do think the Lions end up. I think they'll come out with an away win out in Oakland, but we're gonna go ahead and have to see what kind of tricks that the Oakland Raiders have for Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions there. So, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that bell notification so you guys get more videos just like this one. Guys, have a good Saturday, okay? I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces. Take care, guys.